Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Konstantin demands his pawn card back from Thomas and Everett makes a show of signing divorce papers as John and Marlena babysit Jude at Eric and Nicole's place. Marlena hangs up with Kayla. She relays that Chanel's been set up, and since Paulina stayed down from everyone, they should all be safe from the radiation. They know the guilt would be unsupportable for Paulina should that not be the case. Guilt is commodity John knows a little about. He beats himself up about Katharina until Jude cries. When he goes to get a bottle, Marlena tells Jude what a good man Grandpa John is. He deserves some peace of mind. At the station, Jada reports to Rafe that the lead on Clyde in Montana was a case of incorrect identity. When she steps down, Everett arrives to ask Rafe for news on the manhunt. Rafe declares that until Everett signs the divorce papers, he's not drink there. Other Spectator journalists are, however. Everett should let Jada get on with her life and also figure out what's going on with him. Now, get the hell out of then. Further days Daytime Emmy Award nominations, Konstantin finds Maggie at the manse, considering marriage dates. To thank her, Konstantin presents her with his Mama's ring. Thrashing with her marriage ring to Victor, Maggie gashes over. She's not ready yet. He asks if she'd like to wear it around her neck rather. She accepts. He thanks her for the gift she's giving him. He can't control what others suppose, but vows he'd no way take advantage of her. Maggie expresses remorse for all that Konstantin suffered because of Victor. While nothing can take down the pain of losing his son, the least she can do is help him stay in the country. She tells him both her marriages were simple affairs before asking about his woman. Konstantin explains that they got disassociated after Katharina's death, and he no way saw her again. That part of his life is the last thing he wants to talk about. Further doing it right for Doug's farewell as Thomas brings Eiffels back to Stephanie and Chad at the cantina. Everett arrives. He overhears Stephanie accepting Thomas' assignation to come to the Kiriaki's manse to play with him and his pater. Eventually, Everett starts to leave, but Chad stops him to ask what happened at the station. Everett relays his visit was unproductive. Everett and Stephanie sit at a Brady pub table with coffee mugs after Chad and Thomas leave. Stephanie asks Everett how Remedy is going. He flashes back to telling Marlena he's done with hypnotism because some effects are better left unknown. In the present, he tells Stephanie hypnotism is helpful, but he's not sure if he'll continue. He shares that Dr. Evans thinks his subconscious is hiding passions about Jada he's not ready to handle. He's certain that's not the case, however. Stephanie hopes Everett will subscribe the divorce papers to set both him and Jada free. Part of him wants to subscribe, but he's hysterical if he does. He doesn't know, but he sees her point. Further this day's return could change everything John and Marlena wheel in Jude's stroller. When John goes to the bar for coffee and tea, Stephanie tells Marlena how happy she's that Everett is getting treatment. She hopes he continues hypnotism. Marlena gives Everett a knowing look before sitting at another table with John. Everett invites Stephanie back to the Salem Inn to show her commodity. Marlena eyes them as they leave. At the cantina, John and Marlena stand with Jude's stroller at Stephanie and Everett's table. Stephanie peers into the stroller while Everett's eyes are downward. Watch Days on Peacock, $5.99 by now at the station. Jada thanks her beau for defending her honor. But perhaps if she stops pushing Bobby, he'll come around on subscribing the divorce papers. I mean, it's not like I am in a rush to get wedded again, at least not yet. Rafe isn't trying to rush her into anything. He just allowed. She wanted to be free from Bobby. He just wants her to be happy. Jada says he makes her happy. She's thankful for him. Rafe feels the same, but they don't get to spend enough time together. But he'd formerly asked her to move by, and she rejected him. She encourages him to ask again. Further, how the Verity could be bad for Nicole after Maggie's gone for bomb bars. Konstantin searches the Kiriaki's living room. Chad and Thomas return and learn he's looking for commodity that's missing from his room. Chad turns to Thomas. Do you know anything about that? And repentant Chad explains that Thomas was playing hide-and-go-seek in Konstantin's room. Thomas insists he didn't take or move anything. When Chad steps out, Konstantin's understanding address turns menacing. He tells Thomas if he returns the card to him right now, his father will no way know. Thomas finds it in his box of trading cards and returns it. Alone, Konstantin declares it's nearly time to get what's rightfully his. Further, the Gates is officially a go on CBS at the cantina. Marlena assures Eric on the phone that everything is perfect, as John takes a crying Jude outside to soothe him. Marlena joins him, noting John got Jude to calm down. John says Jude returned the favor. Holding the little Joe in his arms makes it hard to suppose there's anything wrong in the world. John doesn't want to waste any further time feeling shamefaced and tearing himself down, especially when he has so important to be thankful for. At the station, Jada tells Rafe she was pessimistic about connections after Bobby and Eric, but also Rafe came on. He's sweet and pious and honest and kind and sexy. She's so lucky to have him. He's her person, and she thinks he should ask her again. Rafe recites all her adjectives back to her before asking her to move in with him. Jada teasingly pauses, before accepting. They kiss. Further, Abbott Elementary's Janine and Gregory eventually together? In Everett's Salem room, he tells Stephanie if there's a chance for them to be commodity, he has to clean the slate. He signs the divorce papers as Robert Stein. Stephanie's moved. With his reverse to her, Everett works his jaw with a darkened expression. Thomas busted for stealing, Everett signs divorce papers and Jada moves in Days of Our Lives, DOOL. Spoilers recap for Friday, April 19th, reveals that Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, and John Black, Drake Hodgson, babysat Jude Brady, so that led to a discussion about Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, and Sloan Peterson Brady's, Jessica Surfety, fiscal problems. John also reflected on his guilt for helping Clyde Weston, James Reed, escape and taking out Katharina, Ellie Patricios, in Aria, but he ultimately turned his attention back to minding for Jude. At the Salem PD on Friday's day's occasion, Everett Lynch, Blake Barris, showed up digging for a scoop, but Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, refused to unmask anything to him since he had endinged Jada Hunter's, Elia Cantu, divorce papers. Jada eavesdropped Rafe putting Everett in his place and thanked him for defending her honor. Rafe admitted he'd like to spend further time with Jada, but he was reluctant to ask her to move by again since she might reject him formally more. Jada allowed. Rafe should take the threat and ask her, so she agreed to move and formally he posed the question. At the cantina. On Friday's day's occasion, Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, played a wizard card game with Thomas DiMera, Carrie Christopher, so Konstantin Meliunis, John Capello's, red card was on the table. Once Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein, arrived, she gave Chad some pointers on the game since she used to play with her sisters. Stephanie mentioned that Everett tutored her to play back in Seattle.